The brutal mathematics of war just delivered its most cynical message yet, and the timing couldn't be more calculated. In the early hours before dawn on Sunday, Russian forces unleashed a devastating aerial assault on sleeping Ukrainian families in Kharkiv, claiming the lives of at least 7 innocent people, including 2 children. But here's where it gets controversial. This wasn't just another random attack. This was a deliberate, ice-cold strategic move timed precisely for maximum political impact. Serhiy Bolvanov, who leads the investigative division of Kharkiv's National Police, revealed through his Facebook announcement that 5 Shahed strike drones, those notorious Iranian-designed weapons that have become Putin's signature of terror, struck a residential apartment complex just as families were beginning their day. The devastation was absolute and personal. An entire family perished in their 5th-floor apartment, Bolvanov stated, his words carrying the weight of yet another tragedy in this endless conflict. To understand the scope of Sunday night's horror, consider this staggering fact. Russia deployed 140 drones alongside 4 missiles across Ukrainian territory in a single coordinated assault. Ukrainian air defense forces managed to intercept or neutralize 88 of these aerial threats, but the remainder found their deadly marks across 25 separate locations, spanning 6 regions: Donetsk, Kharkiv, Sumy, Dnipropetrovsk, Odessa, and Kyiv. And this is the part most people miss: the strategic significance of the timing. Zaporizhia's governor, Ivan Fedorov, confirmed through his Telegram channel that the southern region alone suffered at least 3 fatalities and 23 injuries from missile strikes. These weren't military targets or strategic installations. These were homes, neighborhoods, and civilian areas where ordinary people were simply trying to live their lives. But the real story isn't just about the immediate casualties. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy was scheduled to meet with President Donald Trump and various European leaders at the White House on Monday. A meeting where Trump has publicly expressed hopes that his Ukrainian counterpart might agree to a negotiated settlement to end Russia's devastating war. Coincidence? Zelenskyy certainly doesn't think so. This was an absolutely demonstrative and cynical Russian strike, the Ukrainian president declared, via telegram, his frustration palpable in every word. They know that today in Washington, there's a meeting to end the war. He didn't mince words about Putin's intentions. The Russian leader will kill demonstratively to keep pressuring Ukraine, Europe, and to humiliate diplomatic efforts. Here's where the controversy deepens. Is this calculated brutality actually an effective negotiating tactic? Zelensky's assessment cuts to the bone of this strategic cruelty. That is why we are so eagerly awaiting help to stop the killings. That is why reliable security guarantees are needed. That is why Russia must not receive any reward for this war. The war must be ended, and it is Moscow that must hear the word stop. Andriy Yermak, Zelensky's influential chief of staff and one of Ukraine's most powerful behind-the-scenes operators, reinforced this message through his own Telegram post about the latest wave of attacks. Russia continues to deliberately kill civilians. His analysis was brutally direct. That's why Putin doesn't want to stop the fire. He likes to shell peaceful cities and talk about wanting to end the war. We don't see this desire yet. But here's what makes this situation even more complex. Both sides have maintained their long-range strike campaigns throughout Trump's ongoing efforts to broker a ceasefire and comprehensive peace agreement. This conflict, which began with Russia's full-scale invasion of its neighbor in February 2022, has now evolved into a grinding war of attrition where diplomatic initiatives and military escalation occur simultaneously. The numbers tell a story that's hard to ignore, and they're frankly staggering. According to data published by Ukraine's Air Force, Russia launched a record-breaking 6,443 drones and missiles into Ukrainian territory through July alone. That's a daily average of 201 drones and 6 missiles every single day. July's monthly total represented the highest figure of the entire war to date, showing an approximately 13% increase compared to June's already devastating numbers. For Ukrainian civilians, July became the deadliest month since May 2022, with United Nations Human Rights Monitoring Mission data revealing at least 286 people killed and 1,388 injured. These aren't just statistics. They're families destroyed, communities shattered, and lives permanently altered. Interestingly, August has shown a somewhat different pattern. So far this month, Ukraine's Air Force has recorded 1,344 drone launches and 27 missile strikes by Russian forces, translating to an average of approximately 74 drones and more than 1 missile per day. While still devastating, this represents a notable decrease from July's intensity. Russia's defense ministry, meanwhile, presents its own version of these aerial battles, claiming to have intercepted 1,740 Ukrainian drones throughout August at a daily average of around 96 per day. They reported downing at least 24 Ukrainian drones during the overnight period leading into Monday. But here's the question that really matters, and it's one that should make you think twice about everything you've heard about this conflict. If Putin truly wanted to end this war through negotiation, would he choose the eve of crucial diplomatic talks to unleash his deadliest weapons against sleeping families? The timing of Sunday's attack raises uncomfortable questions about the nature of modern warfare, diplomatic strategy, and the calculated use of civilian suffering as a political tool. Some might argue that Putin is simply maintaining military pressure while negotiations proceed, a standard tactic in conflict resolution. Others see this as evidence that Russia has no genuine interest in peace, only in using violence to extract concessions. What do you think? Is this brutal timing a sign of Putin's desperation to maintain leverage? Or does it reveal something darker about his true intentions? When diplomatic meetings are scheduled to discuss ending a war, should military operations pause out of respect for the process? Or is that naive thinking in the harsh reality of international conflicts? Share your thoughts, because this isn't just about Ukraine and Russia anymore. It's about what we're willing to accept as normal in 21st century warfare.